This is R.D. Sharma's solution, class 12, chapter 11, differentiation, exercise 11.3. Now these questions are based on the inverse trigonometric equations, and the solution of these questions, as we have seen in various resources available online, YouTube, Facebook, etc. The solution is only constrained to cos inverse and the content, but there is a boundary being given 1 by root 2 1, so x is between 1 by root 2 and 1. Now the solution of this differentiation, it doesn't only depend on the straightforward way, but also with reference to the boundary values being given. So let me tell you certain thing. If you have a square plus x square, normally we put x as a tan theta or a cot theta, because sec square theta is 1 plus tan square theta. Similarly, cosec square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. You'll see in every question I am going to tell and indicate what kind of things, what kind of substitution we have to give, so that we can solve that question easily. For example, if you have a squared minus x square, then in place of x, what we are going to put? Because we know that sine square equals 1 minus cos square. So we can put x as a sine theta or a cos theta, because cos square is 1 minus sine square is 1 minus cos square. If you have x square minus a square, then you can put x as a sec theta or a cosec theta. So there are certain solutions. For example, under root a plus x, a minus x, what we have to put? A cos 2 theta. Then we have a square minus x square by a square plus x square. So x square we will put as a square cos 2 theta. But this is just an idea being given, but in every question I am going to indicate what you have to put, what is the criteria we have to follow. But there are certain questions, the initial questions you have to understand, that we just don't do this by a straightforward way. We have to see the boundary also. This interval is as important as the solution of this question. Alright? Okay, let's start, because if you substitute, you will get the solution. But is the solution actually valid in this scenario, 1 by root 2 and 1? So cos inverse inside. So whatever you substitute, the resultant should be some cos, so that you can cancel this cos and cos inverse. So how do you get something in this 2x under root 1 minus x square, so that you get something cos? If I put x as cos theta, I told you when you have a squared minus x square, a is 1 here, 1 square minus x square you can assume. I just told you that in place of x, what are you going to put? You can put as a cos theta or a sin theta. A in this case, in our example, is 1 only. So either you will put cos theta or sin theta, it's up to you. Alright? Because sin square theta is 1 minus cos square theta is 1 minus sin square theta. So when we put these substitution, then you are supposed to get this cos theta out of it. And then you can cancel this cos and cos inverse, and whatever is inside you can differentiate. So I am writing, or you have to write for let y equals cos inverse of 2x under root 1 minus x square. X will be a sin theta or a cos theta. Let us put as cos theta. A is 1 here. Even if you put x equals to sin theta, then also you will get the answer. Right? You can try that. So x equals cos theta. So the inside, after cos inverse, whatever is coming, let me show you. 2 cos theta in place of x cos theta we are putting. 1 square, that is 1 minus cos square theta. Now 1 minus cos square theta is sin square theta. And under root of any square is that square gets cancelled. So you get sin theta only. And you have 2 cos theta outside. Now 2 sin theta cos theta or 2 cos theta sin theta is sin 2 theta. So if you solve this, putting x as cos theta or substituting x as cos theta, you will get inside sine 2 theta, and outside it is already cos inverse. But right now you cannot cancel this cos inverse with sine. You need to have a cos inside, then only you will cancel it. But we know that sine theta is what? Cos pi by 2 minus theta, and cos theta is what? Sine pi by 2 minus theta. So you can always interchange sine and cos if you just change that theta, or 2 theta in this case, as pi by 2 minus 2 theta. Alright. So we have cos inverse, and sine 2 theta you have to write cos pi by 2 minus theta, because sine 2 theta is equal to cos pi by 2 minus theta. Now in your example, and I told you that in different sources, what you will do is, they have told cos and cos inverse you cancel, pi by 2 minus 2 theta you write, and in place of theta you have to replace whatever you have substituted, because x is cos theta, theta is cos inverse x. So in place of theta just write cos inverse x and then differentiate it. Differentiate is what? Pi by 2 is 0. If I differentiate it, pi by 2 is 0, minus 2 is 2, cos inverse x differentiation we already know, negative 1 by under root 1 minus x square. That is negative of 1 by under root 1 minus x square. Minus minus become plus. So twice of 1 by under root 1 minus x square. This is your solution. This is actually the solution of this question. But what is the meaning of x between 1 by root 2 and 1? Why the question is providing that? Because we are talking about the trigonometric functions, so we have to be aware and acknowledge and represent the answer or the understanding to the examiner. If x is between 1 by root 2 and 1, what does it mean? X is cos theta, what you have assumed. So this is 1 by root 2 and 1. And we know that what are the values of cos, so that you get 1 and 1 by root 2. We know that cos pi by 4, cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2. So you can just write cos inverse everywhere. Just to tell you that cos inverse 1 by root 2 is nothing but pi by 4, because cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Actually sine cos and sine both 45 degree are 1 by root 2. So now in the middle one, cos and cos inverse you can cancel. Cos inverse 1 is what? Because cos 0 is 1. So you can write 0 here. Okay. So now theta is between pi by 4 and 0. When you have theta in between pi by 4 and 0, and the point from where do you start differentiating is pi by 2 minus 2 theta. So what you are differentiating is 2 theta. So multiply 2 theta both sides. So this 2 theta is actually between pi by 2 and 0. And between 0 and pi by 2, whether it is sine, cos, tan or whichever, cosec, sec or cot, it is always safe. Here you have pi by 2 minus 2 theta, so I am multiplying minus all side. So the inequality will change, because I have to show pi by 2 minus theta, pi by 2 minus 2 theta is between what? So I am now adding pi by 2. This is 0. This is pi by 2 minus theta is pi by 2 minus theta, which we are going to differentiate eventually. And we have differentiated already. And between this is pi by 2, because we have added pi by 2. Now this pi by 2 minus 2 theta is between 0 and pi by 2. It is between 0 and pi by 2. So 0 to pi by 2, you know that the add sugar to coffee, from add sugar to coffee, or all students to college, that means that all are positive between 0 and pi by 2. So you don't have to worry about any negativity or positivity. That is, the result can be pi by pi minus 2 theta. The result can be pi by 2 minus 2 theta. It can be negative also. Since we have this value between 0 and pi by 2, we don't have to worry about the result. The result is 2 by under root 1 minus x square. Cos inverse under root 1 plus x divided by 2. Now with respect to trigonometry, we already know that what we have to replace here. But we have to be very sure that x is between negative 1 and 1. So when you replace something, when you substitute something, that theta, that content should be between minus 1 and 1, that between the limits. So first, whatever substitution you do, you need to get cos inside, so that you are able to cancel this cos inverse and cos. So we will be putting x as cos 2 theta. You'll just see what will happen. So the inside one will be under root 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. 1 plus cos 2 theta is simply 2 cos square theta, as 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. We already know that. So 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta divided by 2. 2 gets cancelled. Cos square theta is cos theta. Or outside you have cos inverse. Now you can just cancel it out. Theta will be there. Theta is, you can take the value of theta from here in terms of x and you can differentiate now. Alright? It's very simple. But directly you cannot do that. First, you have to tell whatever you have assumed, is it lying between negative and 1 or not? So cos 2 theta, x is cos 2 theta. So cos 2 theta is between negative 1 and 1. Now apply cos inverse all along with all the three terms here in the inequality. So cos inverse minus 1 and cos 2 theta, cos inverse in the middle one gets cancelled, 2 theta. And cos inverse 1, you know that cos what value is your 1? Cos 0 is 1, cos pi by 2 is what? Cos 0 is 1, so you write 0. Cos inverse minus 1 is actually pi, because cos pi, cos 180 degree is negative 1. Now 2 theta, but we need theta here because we will be differentiating theta only. Divide by theta. So you have the value between pi by 2 and 0. Now we are quite safe. Why we are safe? Because we are dealing in the first quadrant. That is, add sugar to coffee, or all student to college. Here we have the value of theta between 0 and pi by 2, and between 0 and pi by 2 everything is positive. 0 pi by 2 pi, 3 pi by 2, like this it goes. Again 2 pi, then you go like that, just add pi by 2, pi by 2, pi by 2. But every quadrant, one of the trigonometric function is positive, others are negative. So cos inverse cos, you can just cancel these two. You are remained only with theta. But what you get here, because now we will be differentiating theta, but we cannot differentiate theta. Theta is what we have introduced. So you have to convert theta into x. Because x is cos 2 theta. So this is going to be cos inverse x equals 2 theta. If you take both sides as cos inverse x, or you can say cos, we can bring out on the left hand side. So cos inverse x is going to be 2 theta. So theta is going to be cos inverse x divided by 2. So differentiating theta means differentiating cos inverse x by 2. That's what your answer will be. So cos inverse x divided by 2. Now you have to differentiate d by dx. Cos inverse x we already know, it is negative of 1 by under root 1 minus x square. 2 is already there. This is your final answer. These are very easy steps. Solution is very easy. But this concept is also very important. Now differentiate sine inverse under root 1 minus x by 2. X should be between, or x has to be between 0 and 1. This need to be checked. If it is not between 0 and 1, you will not get the proper result. Or you need to change the result. 1 plus x, what did we put? Remember, x equals to cos 2 theta. When we have n1 minus x, again we have to put x as cos 2 theta only. Why? Because 1 minus cos 2 theta, we know that it is 2 sin square theta. So the inside one is 1 minus x, we will be replacing by cos 2 theta, or substituting. It will be under root 1 minus cos 2 theta divided by 2. 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. It is 2 sin square theta only. 1 plus cos 2 theta was 2 cos square theta. Divided by 2, 2 gets cancelled, sin square theta will be sin theta. So eventually sin inverse is outside. So why is sin inverse of sin theta? So sin inverse you can cancel, you will get a theta. Theta will be equal to cos inverse x by 2, the same way we have done the previous question. And we will show the differentiation. It will be negative 1 by twice of under root 1 minus x square, as we have seen in the previous question. But the value of x should be between 0 and 1. So when you have taken x as cos 2 theta, you have to tell the examiner that I am between 0 and 1 and I am between so and so value when I take theta, x as cos 2 theta. If x is between 0 and 1, which question is being saying, x you assume to be cos 2 theta. So when you take cos inverse, cos inverse all side, cos inverse cos 2 theta is cos inverse 1 here and cos inverse 0. As cos inverse 0 is what? We have already seen what is the value of cos something so that you get a 0. Cos inverse 1 means what is the value of cos so that you get a 1. So it is 0. Cos inverse 1 means 0. Cos inverse 0 means pi by 2. And it is 2 theta inside. It will be theta. Actually, you are going to differentiate theta only. But you have to check this also. Now divide all of it by 2 because you need eventually theta. So theta is between 0 and pi by 4. And 0 and pi by 4 is in the first quadrant. So it's quite safe. Because again, add sugar to coffee, everything is positive at between 0 and pi by 2. If it is not lying between 0 and pi by 2, that means it is not between 0 and 1, x is not between 0 and 1, you have to change the value, you have to add or subtract certain value because inverse trigonometric functions, they are valid under certain boundaries, they are not defined everywhere. I hope you got the idea what I have been trying to tell you since last 2 questions and this question only. Now, let us do this. Y is sin inverse sin theta. Theta only you have to differentiate. Theta is what? X is cos 2 theta you have taken. So, cos inverse x is 2 theta. So, theta is basically cos inverse by 2. So, you have to differentiate this d by dx. It is cos inverse x by 2. 1 by 2 is already there. Cos inverse is simply negative 1 by under root 1 minus x square. So, minus 1 by twice of under root 1 minus x square. Same thing here. Now, I hope you got a fair idea what we are trying to do. Whatever is inside, we have to change it so that it should begin with sine. And what should we replace? Because it is a square minus x square types. So, always and most probably we always take x as a sine theta or a cos theta. But in this case, as we have seen in the previous question also, we are replacing it by x equals a cos theta. A is 1 here because it is 1 square minus x square. So x we will be writing as x as cos theta. So what we are going to get, sine inverse of under root 1 square minus x square we have taken as cos square theta. So 1 minus cos square theta is sine square theta. And under root of sine square theta is sine theta only. Under root sine square theta is sine theta. So sine inverse and sine theta, sine in and sine inverse gets cancelled. So y is actually theta. So you have, if you do dy by d theta, it is dy by dx is basically differentiating theta only. But theta has to be in terms of x, not like that. But there is a boundary being given. X should be between 0 and 1. So when x is between 0 and 1, you have to show that yes, the theta also I have taken is between this boundary only. So x we have taken as cos theta. When you take cos inverse all of the sides, because there are 3 terms here in this inequality. So when you take cos inverse 0, cos inverse 1, cos inverse 0 is pi by 2, cos inverse 1 is 0. So theta is between 0 and pi by 2, and as I said, inverse trigonometric function always happens or valid, they are valid between certain boundary, not everywhere. Between 0 and pi by 2 it is safe. So y is theta. Theta has to be changed in terms of x because we cannot differentiate theta. That is what we have introduced. So theta is basically cos inverse x here. And now we have to find out dy by dx of cos inverse x. Cos inverse x is simply minus 1 by under root 1 minus x square. That is the direct what we have seen in the differentiation value. But the left side is equally important to show the examiner that this I know what I have been doing. I am not going out of the bounds. This question we will be taking in the next discussion. Till then, thank you so much and take care of yourself.